ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and everybody else under the rainbow of our wonderful community. How are you doing today? What's up, YouTube? We are back with Alaris for Twitch chat. Guys, it has been many a month. The last time I played Alaris was in Sexy Spicy September of last year, when I played for about an hour for the when I was doing a new game every day, basically a new otome game every day. So it's been a long time. It is now 2023, and I don't 100% remember. And am I gonna start from the beginning? No, we're continuing on. So it's gonna look very different from whatever was going on in September. I do know that I met a lot of the cute characters. We've been attacked, I remember. And we have some kind of, like, other people have this power as well, like they have powers and stuff, but we have a power that we use. And basically we've met the main cast, and it's like we're gonna meet them all over again. I remember in this game, I didn't fall for the blue character. I fell for the red character. I know who I want. No, not a cute character. No. This one was kind of messed up. No, not a cute character. But we're gonna jump back in. Yeah, September 23rd. So yeah, we've basically met the main cast. As I headed home, I realized I had some free time on my hands. It's been a while since I've been able to take some time for myself. Maybe I should do something. This life of yours moves quickly, relentlessly, without pause. In a life such as this, it is important to take control and decide how you spend the pockets of free time you find. Perhaps you'll explore this world, visiting different places every day. Or maybe you'll find comfort in only one place, creating a safe haven for yourself to return to whenever you please. Choose how to pass your time, and who to spend it with. But beware, for love is a fickle thing, and rejection is a pain that few can master. With the brief time that you have, will the person you call on share your connection, or will they shy away? How will you choose to spend your time? Oh, I should also, once again, remind you, this is the demo. So, I don't know who would be where. So where do you guys want to go? I kind of, there's a flower festival. I kind of want to go to the flower festival. I love festivals. Out of these four, the two I'm looking at is cafe and flower festival, and I think I'm gonna do the flower festival. Well, these are beautiful. Look at the art. That is Japanese, for the record. Because that's katakana. That's Japanese. I'm gonna go flower festival. Market, picnic, flower festival. I'm going. Why do you want to go to the market? The picnic's cute, but why would you want to go to the market? Chompy just wants to be different. Flower festival. I'm with Totes on this one. I love that none of you guys said the cafe, though. Because the one you didn't mention, of course. Oh, Mom has a flower festival happening right now. Maybe I should drop by to support her. I gathered my bags and got ready to head towards her festival. I believe we work. I think we're a full adult, just for the record. I don't think it's something like, this isn't some teen romance. We're like a full-fledged adult. That doesn't mean much, because I'm a full-fledged adult, and I act like this half the time, so... But still. Oh. Should I invite someone? Yes, they gave us pictures because I forgot their names! Thank you, Crescents! I really liked Kane. I remember playing and I really liked Kane. Etzo was a close second, but I liked Kane. And you guys are gonna come for me and be like, ah, but the blue characters. I'm telling you, no. Kane. It's Druk or Druk. I forgot how to pronounce it. Fresh fish, charcoal, grill, Chinese words, actually. Oh, yes. Because the kanji is Chinese characters, and Japan just took them and, like, changed them for Japanese. But, China doesn't use katakana. Katakana is Japanese. I'm sorry, I misread it. I knew someone would be like, oh, why don't you pick Fenrir? He's really nice and sweet, but he's a softie. He's a soft un, and y'all know I don't really go for the soft uns. I'm going Kane though. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, Reaper. I don't know what voices I gave them the first time. It's been like 8 months. Hey, Kane. Are you busy right now? That's how people should always answer me. I always have time for you. I rolled my eyes. Through the phone, I can make out Kane snickering to themselves. What? Wait, what? What? Characters. Alaris characters. And protags, and pronouns. What? Did I choose a non-binary baby? Again? Come on. Hey, they! Let's fucking go! Let's go, baby! I've never seen themselves. I always refer to, like, them. I say themselves when I'm referring to someone non-binary and using that term. Is themself very popular in, like, other English-speaking countries? Themself? I always say themselves. But somehow! Yes! Let's go! It's always nice to see, characters that have pronouns that are similar to mine, because I think people... Again, people very much are like, you're a she, you're a he, and I think they, them is becoming a little bit more popular, but it's still kind of rare or not seen as much to have she, they, or he, they. And so for me, I like that. I don't know if that's something I commented on months ago, but that makes me really fucking happy. Let's do that. Through the phone, I can make out Kane snickering to themselves. I chose to ignore them and continued with my initial request. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. Well, I had some time on my hands and was headed out. Is that so? Yes. I was thinking of inviting someone. But now that I'm on the phone with them, maybe I've changed my mind. See? Do you guys see why I chose him? Do you see why I chose them? Do you see? This is what I like. This is it. I like this little teasing, this tug and pull. Oh, that's a shame. I would have loved to come with you. I'll consider it if you promise to be on your best behavior. Kane's smooth chuckle echoed through the communicator. Aren't I always? You of all people should know the answer to that. They laughed. I'm just kidding. I can head out soon. Meet you there? Sounds good. See ya. I hung up the communicator and headed out. Okay, so this one isn't full voice acting in the demo, and I don't know if it'll be full voiced in the full game. Which isn't a complete turn off. I think I've been very... I've been very spoiled with how many games have had, like, full-on voice acting, and that shouldn't be a, that shouldn't be mandatory for otomes, you know what I mean? I crossed through the canopied path, admiring the way the sunlight filtered through the leaves. The smell of the forest floor wafted around my nose. I inhaled deeply, taking in the fresh air. Vibrant shades of green stood out against dark tones of brown, slight yellow adding to the bed of colors around me. I couldn't help but smile to myself. While many of us did our best to live in harmony with nature, there's nothing quite like walking through nature herself. The canopy began to thin, signaling the approaching field. The trees diverged, opening the path to an open field, wild flowers scattered across the floor. People filtered into the open field. I watched, my attention landing on a familiar redhead. I approached them, noting the graceful way they admired the flowers. Kane shifted their gaze to me, sending a smile my way as I finally arrived at their side. Your mom did all this? I nodded before surveying the area, pride fluttering my chest at her work. Her powers come from Naga. She can bring even the weakest flower to life. Spring is her favorite season. That's when her powers really shine. I could see why. It's beautiful. Yeah, she's really outdone herself. They motioned in front of them. Shall we then? I nodded as we admired the field together. Mom was nowhere in sight, most likely greeting guests or maintaining everything. Flowers dangled over us from the tree branches, framing the field. The delicate petals of the flowers stretched below us, flattening from our steps before blossoming back. That's cool. Have you ever been to one of these, Kane? A flower festival? I have. Though my experience has never been like this, to be honest. Really? What's so different about this one? Many things. I love the little heart! Look at them! You guys know the old people commercial? The help, I've fallen and I can't get up. I feel like I need to do that every time I fall for a character. I just need to get on the ground and be like, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. I stared pointedly at their vague answer, but they refused to elaborate. Like? It's a secret. Mysterious as always. They chuckled, tucking a stray piece of hair behind their ear. I couldn't help but think how well they matched the beauty of the surrounding flowers. It's my signature. Okay, at least they're self-aware. We continued to walk amongst the gardens, the soft breeze blowing stray petals around us. Sunlight dappled our skin. The fragrance of lavender and other wildflowers floated in the air. Okay, some of this writing is actually... This writing is top tier without it seeming like it's trying too hard. Does that make sense? It feels magical. I know I said it before, but your mother's work is beautiful. Something about the ambiance. I was just thinking the same thing. Thanks for coming with me, by the way. I know it's not the most exciting, but I wanted to support my mom. Plus, I love flowers. It's my pleasure to spend time with you, Reaper. Besides, I'm having a wonderful time. For all their flowery words, they're really quite kind. Say, do you want to play a game, Kane? There's always room for more fun, right? Kane stared curiously at me, their expression settling into a smile. Of course. There's a lot of flowers here, right? Usually I gather flowers for a bouquet for my mom. What if we did something similar and picked a flower that reminded us of each other? We can have 10 minutes? There was a glint in their eyes now. And what does the winner get? Winner? There's no winner. A game with no winner? You're unbelievable. Winner gets whatever they want. I immediately regretted my words, as you should. As you should. We're fucked. We're fucked, chat. Kane's eyes swept over my face, and I could tell they sensed my irritation. But they continued to smile, refusing to reveal even a hint of their thoughts. I know, Kane, I know. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep. I rolled my eyes. I'm ready when you are. All right, let's start. Now. We turned. The last thing I saw was excitement spread across Kane's face. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel the same. Look at that. God, they picked gorgeous backgrounds too. I ran off, eyes skimming the floor and trees, searching for the flower that seemed most like Kane. I looked over to see them also searching for a flower, and couldn't help but laugh at how childish we must have looked. I returned to focus to the flowers before me. My eyes landed on a small bed of flowers, vibrant with an array of colors. I slowed. Different colors bled into one another. Marigold, crimson, indigo. It looked just like Kane's aura. Satisfied, I plucked it, sweeping my energy over it as I preserved it and strengthened the colors. I held it up, allowing the sunlight to wash over it, shining and brightening the colors at different angles. I made my way back to Kane as I tucked the flower away. Kane was already there when I approached. My brows lifted in surprise. You're already done? Fortunately, it wasn't hard to find. Plus, I had a lot of motivation. I shook my head and kept quiet, not wanting to indulge them. Still, the twinkle in their eyes remained. So, which of us should go first? Chat, who do you want to go first? I know, I never ask you guys, but I kind of want your input tonight. We want Kane to go first or us? Game would give a better feel of voiceover, just like when you're reading them, makes it more interesting. I agree, but it does take a lot of resources and a lot of time for voice acting, so I can understand them not. It's nice to have and a preference, but definitely is never mandatory, you know? I think we have to keep those things in mind, right? Kane? You want Kane to go first? Icy, are you also saying like you as in Kane go first? The only thing I don't like about reading all the characters is that I don't have many different voices, right? Okay, let's do Kane. Yeah, okay. Okay, Kane, you go first. You. That's right, the symbols in the corner mean something too. There was a symbol over here, it means something. I just forgot what the symbols meant. I'm sure we can look at the codex after this moment. You. They nodded, stepping forward. With pleasure. Kane brought the flower out, showing it to me with pride. I saw it and knew I didn't need to search any further. I lost my breath at the sight of it. It's beautiful. Yeah, with all due respect, it's a flower. Like, flowers are always beautiful. And this reminded me of you the moment I saw it. One of a kind. I held it in my hand in awe. This reminded you of me? Silence. I peeked at Kane to see them smiling at me. Their gaze softened. Your turn, my dear. I cleared my throat. I brought the flower I picked out, holding it delicately out to them. My fingers twisted the base, twirling the petals in the sunlight. Ta-da! It reminded me of you. And it fits you, I think. There's a lot of different colors, something new to see each time you look at it. But it's also hard to point out exactly what color you're seeing. The mystery of it pulls you in a way. A flower that's hard to pin down, but beautiful nonetheless. Cain delicately plucked it from my fingers. They held it up to the sun, twirling it as I had, admiring the way the colors weave together. This is how you see me? When you're not being annoying. They brought the flower to their chest as if cherishing it. I was surprised at the care with which they held it. Thank you, Reaper. Their voice was gentle, but with an unexpected tenderness that made my chest tighten. I wasn't accustomed to this Cain. So? Who wins? Cain chuckled, taking the flower I had given to them out to admire it once again. I would say we're both winners, no? My brow raised, skeptical. They're really going to pass up the chance to get whatever they want? If both of us win, does that mean we both get what we want from, or neither of us? What? Wait, one more time. If both of us win, does that mean we both get what we want? Want from, or neither of us? I feel like that could be reworded. Or maybe I'm just stupid. But anyway, I get what they're saying. Cain stopped looking at their flower. Their eyes grew distant as they mused to themselves. I've already gotten exactly what I wanted, Reaper. They leaned close, plucking my flower from my hands. I made a noise in protest, but just as quickly, they tucked the flower behind my ear. And you, Reaper? We stared into each other's eyes, and I felt pulled into a glimpse of a truer Cain. I think I'm good too. Cain pulled back before turning to the exit, absent-mindedly twirling the flower I gave them. Thank you for inviting me, Reaper. I've enjoyed every second of it. Okay, that was kind of a cute welcome back to the game. Night approached, and the town lights slowly came to life, pushing back the darkness of the shadows. My body tensed as I walked, the scene around me reminding me of my attacker from the night before. The night was quiet. My steps echoed through the empty street. Should I take a different way home? There's no guarantee that it'll be any safer, though. The area I was attacked came into view. My grip on my communicator tightened, ready to call someone at a moment's notice. But as I got closer, faint glimmers of light seemed to float around the area. Starlight danced in the air. Oh my god, it's actually on the screen! Oh, that's cool. Did I miss this the other night? Has this always been here? You forgot how good the writing was? Toads, have you played the demo already? Is that how you knew everything? I moved closer to investigate, all fear dissipating. Suspicious, I turned to leave the area, not wanting to risk another incident. No, I want to move. I want to find it. I want to move closer to investigate. Yep. I agree. The writing in this was always top tier again. Just, they write in a way that it's short, understandable, and, like, the words, the vocabulary they use matches their setting, but it's not too difficult to understand. After you finish the demo, do you play the final game? The final game's not out yet, Icy, actually. So, not for a while. But when it does come out, I will play it, don't worry. Oh yeah, we're investigating. Investigation! Oh, that's right, I wanted to find the thingy. I wanted to find what those were. The different things. Is it the codex? Shut them out there, I'm checking the codex. Overtaken, that's the people. not that. Okay, here we go. Bravery, kindness, wisdom, charisma. That was it. So we had charisma, and then this was bravery. Okay, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I stepped forward when a figure standing near the starlight caught my attention. Blood rushed to my face. My skin prickled from the adrenaline. Heart now racing, I turned, fearful of a repeat of my previous encounter. A flash of gold struck past me. Nothing like the cool tones of silver and white from the night before. I slowed, eyeing the figure, still wary it was my assailant from the previous night. No, this is someone different. Hair, golden like the sunlight that filters through the treetops, shimmered under the dim light. Their clothes were a myriad of greens and browns, reminiscent of the lush canopies of the forest. They're watching the starlight, too. I inched closer, daring myself to investigate. Do you see it too? The golden-haired stranger turned, their movements unnaturally smooth, and it was clear from their expression that they hadn't wanted to be disturbed. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I noticed that light too, and I didn't know what it was. I saw you staring at it, so I... As if every word I said made them reject my presence even more, they scowled, the crease between their brows deepening. Their arms swept upwards, and with it a gust of wind, so strong it threatened to uproot me from where I stood, rushed past me. Jeez, I get it! When it settled, I peeked back at the stranger. Golden eyes glowed against a black sky. I paused and squinted, before realizing only now what seemed so odd. It wasn't the eeriness of their gaze, or the unusual starlight, or the seemingly endless darkness around us. It was the nothingness that came from them. The complete lack of dragon energy. But ever since the dragons sacrificed themselves, everything has dragon energy. It's power. Life. This person has no aura, no energy emanating from them. And yet, they summoned such a strong wind. That was magic. Why can't I sense their energy? Who are they? What are they? Questions rushed through my mind. But instead of getting answers, I ran, as fast as my body could carry me. After being attacked the night before, I wasn't going to stay behind and find out. I focused only on my destination. A single word echoed through my mind, repeating itself over and over. Safety. I searched around me for signs of people, for places to hide, anything. My mind snapped to my communicator, a call for help. But adrenaline coursed through my body, clouding my mind, making it hard to focus, to act. Safety. I weaved through alleys and corners, my breath growing shallow from the physical and mental toll. Finally, I found reprieve ducking into a corner. As I sat in the shadows and caught my breath, I drew my communicator from my pockets. I quieted, focusing on my surroundings before dialing, using all my senses to search for any signs of danger. Unable to find anything, I called. Hello? My words were lodged in my chest, stifled by the fear suffocating me. Honey? Are you okay? Where are you? What's wrong? Say something so I can help. Her words were rushed. My silence had indicated that something was wrong. Are you home right now? What? Yes, I am. Why? I'm heading home soon, okay? I'm gonna be there in a couple of minutes. Silence. Did she hear me? Alright, I got it. I'll see you in 5 minutes then. Her voice was strained, and it was clear she was also trying her hardest to stay calm. I slowly studied my breathing as I focused on her voice, appreciating the clarity of her words. Even through my heightened fear, I could understand her hidden message. If you're not back in 5 minutes, I'll get help. Okay, I'll see you then. I released one last sigh of relief, relieved that at least someone knew about the danger I was in. My legs straightened from underneath me, thankfully supporting my full weight as I stood. I calmed my racing heart and surveyed my surroundings once more for any signs of danger. Okay, looks good. Are you sure you're all right? A pair of soft hands grabbed my shoulders, forcefully turning me around as my mom inspected me. I only sighed, not having the energy to stop her or fight back. Understandable, honestly. My heart continued to beat against my chest, refusing to calm down from the adrenaline. Another shaky breath left me. Who was that person, and why didn't they have any dragon energy? Bye, Icy! Thanks for hanging out with us! Enjoy your drink! Is this related to the other stranger? I ran into both of them back to back. Is that a coincidence? Speaking of the other stranger, what were those particles? Questions swirled through my mind aimlessly, with no answer to be found. What are the chances of encountering two different mysterious people, one right after the other? I was pulled into a hug, Mom seemingly satisfied with the results of her search. I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried when you called. Her hands cupped both my cheeks as she scanned me one last time. I'm all right, Mom, I promise. I tried to flash a reassuring smile, failing miserably as I instead grimaced, my lips trembling as I did. What happened? You burst through the door in such a rush, too. Did you see that strange person from yesterday again? No, it was someone else tonight. My mind flashed to the white-haired stranger before jumping to the golden-haired one. But as I mentally replayed the events from tonight, my brows began to furrow. Now that I think about it, it didn't seem like I was being chased. Was I actually in danger? I had rushed off without talking to them, and I'm pretty sure they didn't follow me. Maybe the silver-haired man got to me more than I thought. Or maybe my gut was right about the blonde-haired stranger being dangerous. Always listen to your gut. Gut instincts save lives, honestly. Excuse me. Memories of the wind they had summoned rushed back. They definitely didn't seem friendly. But all they seemed to be doing was investigating the starlight, like me. What if they're just some innocent person who was curious about the mysterious particles? Maybe my sudden presence had frightened them and that's why they reacted that way. What if they're not even aware of their lack of dragon energy? Instead of running away, should I have helped them? Hello? Reaper? A rap against my forehead stirred me back to the present. Huh? Oh, sorry. Are you going to tell me what happened, or are you going to keep spacing out like that? I don't know if I should start feeling worried or annoyed. I groaned, overwhelmed by my ever-increasing list of questions. Can you whip up some food? I can explain while I eat. I'm starving. As if in response, my stomach growled, echoing my request. All right, all right. This better be good, though. If you can afford to feel hungry, you must be doing better than I thought. I still don't know what was wrong with the stranger from tonight, though. I rushed off before I could even ask anything. I just assumed they're dangerous because of last night. You would never know if they were dangerous or not. If they use magic to push you away, They're probably not some weak, innocent person who needed you to heal them. But what if they didn't know I could help them? Or what if they didn't even know they needed help? I waited in silence as I pondered whether I made the right choice, running away from someone I could clearly see something wrong with. You won't always know whether someone needs help or if they're dangerous. It's okay if some questions remain unanswered, for your own safety. You know, my family had a rule of thumb they always passed down. Given everything, maybe it's something you should follow. Not all mysteries can be explained by the logic of man. Some mysteries, beyond man, have no logic, have no fate. In the face as such, keep your wits close, but do not trust them. Trust not yourself, nor your senses, your time, nor your wit. For where time has stopped, but its flow has no end. For when passion calls, but hate runs deep. Heed this warning, and do not wait. For laws of nature and laws of man have no logic and have no weight. Her eyes twinkled and a shiver crawled down my spine. Unnerved, I chose to roll my eyes, laugh it off, raise my eyebrows, play along. I feel like I want to raise my eyebrows because that was a long-ass, like, advice thing saying. I raise my eyebrows. I raised my eyebrows at her direction, encouraging her to elaborate. Mom looked back, barely suppressing her smile, choosing to leave her mysterious rule of thumb at that. It wasn't long before she burst into laughter. The sound filled the air, stealing away some of the tension my body was still holding. What do you think? That was the worst advice I've ever heard, Mom. Thanks. I'm not even sure that qualifies as advice, to be honest. She struggled to meet my pointed gaze, now doing her best to contain her laughter. It's also come a couple hours too late. You're right. I'm sorry. She waved her hands in front of her as she laughed, amused at her own joke. I just wanted to see how you'd react. I never knew what to make of that either. Besides, it always bothered me how they described those mysteries. So vague, so cryptic. Why not just come out and say it? These mysteries we should be avoiding. My curiosity piqued as she emphasized mysteries, reminding me of the very mystery surrounding the golden-haired stranger. Did they ever say? Ever say what? Did they ever say what those mysteries were? Or was it meant to be vague? You know, I actually do think there was a name for them. They were called Fae. Ah, is that going off of the lore of, like, fairies and stuff, and how fairies would trick you, and, like, Fae, the whole thing was, like, they would trick humans and, like, capture them kind of thing, so you couldn't even, like, trust yourself. You just had to run and just, like, hope that you were never in that situation, because if you were fucked. The back of my head tingled. Fae? What a strange word. Ooh, chapter 2! Got a yawn, sorry. Cool air brushed past my face, chilling the top of my cheeks. I inhaled, closed my eyes, and focused on the stillness of the early morning. First, I need to meet with Kimura and update him on my meeting with Etsa. Is it Kimura, like Japanese, or Kimura? Let me see. I has the characters here. I think I got the characters here. have no idea. I might just say it the Japanese way, pronunciation. Pause checking to hydrate. Thank you, Tombe. Do I mention those strange people I ran into? Probably, right? Especially if they're a threat to others. Then again, if they're only targeting me, maybe I should keep it to myself. I may not even run into them again. I shouldn't cause a scene just a couple of days into this new role. Yeah, no, you're 2 for 2 on creepy people and fights and stuff. Maybe you should tell someone. Save! Save. Save it. Communication is important. And regardless of whether it's personal or not, if something poses a threat, it should be discussed. Unwittingly, my pace quickened, as if to escape the painful reminder of my recent encounters. I forced myself to slow, to take another deep breath, to appreciate the peaceful morning air around me. So much has happened recently. Handling overtaken back to back, being recruited by Central, running into dangerous strangers. My chest constricted, the weight of it all growing heavier with each passing thought. I could keep moving, pretending like everything's okay. But for how long? Here I am in broad daylight, completely safe. And even now I can barely keep it together. More than anything, I just want someone who will talk to me, listen to me. I think I want someone who will talk to me. I'm not a big fan of people who just like 100% listen. Which, I mean, some people need that, right? But I'm kind of like, if the other person's not talking and like giving me insight or like a different perspective kind of thing, I'm kind of like, I just feel like I'm complaining and then I shut down in a different way. I want someone to talk to me, maybe not make me feel as lonely. Drook! Oh? A low voice pulled me from my thoughts and into a pair of mossy eyes staring back at me. My eyes darted away, opting to take in the nearby scenery instead. The green of the leaves, the green of the grass, anything but the green of his eyes. Please don't tell me he just saw me freaking out just now. Hey, Drook. Drook's gaze lingered on me. I fought every instinct to shift under his stare. Well, are you gonna say something, or are you just gonna keep staring? I gnawed at the inside of my cheek, brows knitted, and waited for his reaction to my obvious attempt to get a rise out of him. Another beat pass. So I guess we're just going to keep staring at each other until one of us passes out. You headed to Central, Reaper. I nodded, suspicious. Does he want to walk together? If he does, he's going to ask me about what was obviously bothering me. Dirk doesn't seem unfriendly, but is he really someone I can talk to about this? Refusing to get lost in my thoughts again, I turned back towards Central. I'm meeting with Kimura today, actually. But I was running early, so I decided to stretch my morning walk. Yeah. Drew came beside me, and despite his cool demeanor, his presence brought a calmness with it. There's a lot of nice views in our town, aren't there? Mm-hmm. The path to Central actually has one of my favorite views. Really? I don't got a voice for him. I don't have a voice for him. He went quiet before stepping ahead of me. You gonna show me the way then? I'd probably pitch him lower. The waves of his hair rustled in the wind as he donned a lazy smile. Turns out I'm also running early to my meetings today. Since I've got some time to kill, might as well use it, right? I stared, confused by his change in demeanor. The scrutiny and skepticism from earlier was gone, so easily replaced by nonchalance. Okay, I'll bite. Yeah, it's always nice to have some company. He smirked, satisfied, and turned in the direction of our spontaneous detour. Nice. The buildings lining the path gave way to tall, looming trees. We were quiet, our conversation replaced by birdsong floating through the air as it drifted along with the leaves in the wind. Morning dew mixed with the smell of dirt and leaves, a damp, earthy smell that was strangely grounding. The colors of nature surrounded us in a lush canopy, sunlight filtered through the leaves, peeking out every so often. Droog's more calming than I thought he'd be. A bit quiet, but not in a bad way. Ever since I was first attacked, my mind has been on edge. Right now, I actually feel calm, almost safe with Droog. Pretty nice. His deep voice was a soft murmur. Droog tilted his head towards me, his eyes soon following. You seem to be feeling better. I stiffened. So he had noticed. So you're meeting with Kimura? I nodded warily. How's that been? I haven't been able to catch up with Etsa. His question ignited memories of the overtaken crisis and the stranger who attacked me. I couldn't help but grimace. Oh, wrong question. We won't go there. Don't answer that. He is me! This is me when I'm trying to make my friends feel better. I ask stupid questions, and then I, backpedal 20 steps, and I'm like, okay, new question. My lips pinched together as frustration rose in my chest. Everything he asked reminds me of those strangers. I can't avoid talking about this forever, especially if it ends up interfering with my work. Still, it's not like this is an easy thing to talk about. No, it's not that. I met with Etsa. They said they'd get back to me when they figured out what to do with the wyverns. I've just been on standby. Not much to report there. So then? What's with all the sighing? I bit my lip, giving him a sideways glance, tempted to just spill it all out. But the tumultuous stream of thoughts locked my mouth shut. Look, I'm not one to pry into people's personal lives. If you got stuff going on, that's your stuff, not mine. But I'm not going to pretend like I didn't notice you on the verge of a mental breakdown in the middle of the street earlier. Ouch. He went from gentle to brutally straightforward pretty quickly, didn't he? He let out a small sigh, one laced with hesitation rather than irritation. Before, when you offered to join, I said, whatever you need help with, I'll help. You're the one doing us a favor, so if something's bothering you or you need something, just say it. Droog's lips were thin as he clumsily ended his offer of support. A small smile tugged on the corner of my mouth as he avoided my gaze. Well, since you're so eager to know, that's not... I gave him a pointed look, and whatever words were on his lips faded away. The other night, after I met with you all, I was attacked. I'm not sure by who, but I was saved before things escalated. And then, my words caught in my throat. I hurried on, trying to sound as calm as possible. I ran into someone else, different from the one who attacked me. There was something off about them. It's hard to explain. I remember the absence of dragon energy, and my brows furrowed as I grasped for some kind of rhyme or reason to these encounters. I don't know if they're connected, but the first stranger seemed pretty dangerous. Everything happened so close together, too. I can't help but think they're related. And it all started right after I met with you all. Is that a coincidence? I just don't know. It's all so overwhelming. Any hint of the nonchalance from before was gone. Druk's eyes met mine with focus and concern. Are you all right? My eyes dropped, unsure how to answer the question. Physically, yes. Mentally, emotionally, hard to say. I'm not sure. He nodded, not pushing me for more. His own eyes dropped as he scanned my body. You don't have any physical injuries, at least. His voice was soft, gentle. Are you going to tell Kimura? I groaned. It's as good a question as any, and one I still didn't have an answer for. I don't know yet. It's your decision if you're up for it. If you think it's connected to anything or important, it's our responsibility. Kimura will make sure you're taken care of. Even if it doesn't have to do with the Overtaken, you're part of Central. At least for now. And you're only with us because we asked you. So I'll make sure you're taken care of. I hesitated before nodding, wondering where all this kindness was coming from. Why are you being so nice? The words were out of my mouth before I could stop them. Druk's surprise mirrored my own. What kind of person do you take me for exactly? Laughter tinged his voice as he spoke, a lightness I wasn't used to hearing from him. I wasn't sure how to answer, partly because I didn't know what I thought of Druk yet. Listen, I may not be as nice as Kane. His tone dipped in sarcasm at the redhead's name. But I'm not a total dick. Really think I'd just say, okay, cool, after you've been attacked twice? I avoided his gaze. My judgment of him had been unfair. Having been clearly brought to light, I guiltily cast my gaze downwards. Druk didn't seem mean, but he also didn't ooze kindness. Or was I just unfairly comparing him to Kane since I met them together? My mind flickered to the many times he seemed to shift from skepticism to concern in an instant. Did I imagine it? Druk was so hard to read. No. But you also don't seem like the type of person who's dying to help people. I retorted, somehow once again defending myself from him, our interaction playing out similarly to our first meeting. His smile returned, but the playful light in his eyes seemed to dim. Aww. And what exactly would I need to do for you to think of me as that type of person? I hesitated, once again sensing a familiar tension between us. Maybe you could come riding in on your steed, helping all the innocent townspeople, like Prince Charming? Well, lucky for you, I've been told I am the epitome of Prince Charming. I scoffed, secretly glad my joke had seemed to dissolve some of the tension. Says who? Druk's muscular frame blocked the sun, casting a shadow over me. I could smell the faint scent of musk. His next words were low and sultry, making the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. So then, would you prefer I offer my help like this? Like Kane? Would this make a more convincing Prince Charming for you? Wow! No! No! No, you have to break it! You... Reaper, stop! I have to break the blue character curse somehow, okay? Why do I want to play along? This isn't fair. I used to be like, ah, yes, one character, I got my romance, we're good. Otomes nowadays are like, here, have one hot love interest. Oh, thank you for it's the Penguins of Madagascar. Ah, thank you for the sacrifice. Here, have another. Let's have another. No, I'm full. No more sacrifices. No, have another. I don't want another sacrifice. I don't want any more hot people. Give me the one and I'm done. Why do they all have to be real? Fuck me. That almost went down the wrong pipe there. Excuse me. No, I don't need to take a cool shower. I need to get my mind together. I kind of want to play along, though. I'm gonna save again. I now know why Totes made me save. Gotta romance them all. I'm about to take Otome's on like I'm a Pokemon master. Mudkey, I saw you. I hope you're doing well. Is playing along the right thing? I don't know. I kind of want him to stay close though. Fuck it, I'm playing along. I sucked on the inside of my cheek, suppressing my smile as I leaned in, eager to meet his challenge. You know, I actually don't think it's convincing enough. He didn't flinch. Instead, the warmth of his breath lingered on my shoulder, the soft rise and fall of his chest in tune with my own. He chuckled good-naturedly beside me before leaning back. The faint smell of musk disappeared with him. His emerald eyes glimmered in the sunlight, brighter than before. Yes. Well, I'm pretty sure if I tried to be any more convincing, it'd be inappropriate right before our meetings. I laughed and his eyes shone as I did. Fuck. I am gonna romance Kane though too. I do like Kane. I really liked Kane. Why do you all have to be really great characters? Fuck. We should probably hurry to Central. Now we might actually be late to our meetings. I nodded, still reveling in the sound of Drook's laugh. We're scheduled to meet later this week. We haven't spoken beyond that, but Etsa seemed to think something could be done based on our meeting. I watched Kimura searching for his reaction as I wrapped up my update. Instead, his gaze was stern and absolute. Jeez, and I thought Drook was intimidating when we first met. Give me a little something here, will ya? Curious about what he's thinking, I decided to discreetly evaluate his reaction, not push it, avoid eye contact completely, make eye contact, and scan his expression. Nah, buddy, you're gonna be like this. I'm making eye contact and being like, what the fuck is going on? I don't remember him at all. Finally, after an eternity, he spoke. I haven't met with Etsa. We've both been busy, but I trust their discretion. Thank you for all your help. I can't emphasize enough how much we appreciate it. Wow. Given how little he said, his words were overwhelmingly supportive. My back straightened, pride surging through me at his praise. I said I would help in any way I could, and I hope to keep that promise. I have faith in your skills as well as Etsa's. Thank Thank you. My cheeks burned at the compliment. He's being so kind and open with me. Am I doing him a disservice by hiding the encounters? Is something the matter? Should I bring up the dangerous counter? Yes! Yes, we are! Yes! No question in my mind. I decided to bring up the strangers. Even if they're unrelated to the Overtaken, it could be bad for other people if they get out of hand. Plus, any other person would have reported this. Actually, there is something that has been on my mind. Recently, last night and the night before, I had 2 incidents that were strange. The first incident, which happened 2 nights ago, I was attacked by someone I'd never met. They had silver hair and they appeared well trained, almost like a drake. Someone saved me, but I still don't know what they wanted or why they attacked me. The next night in the same location, there were these particles in the air. I didn't know what they were. But when I went to investigate, I ran into someone else. I don't know if they were also investigating the particles, but when I saw them up close, they had a different aura than most. AKA, they had none. What do you mean by that? Well, I'm able to see others' dragon energy. I call it an aura. Everyone has one. But with this person, I couldn't see anything of that nature, which has never happened to me before. I'm still not quite sure what to make of it all. Uncertain, I shifted my weight from one foot to the other. After another eternity, he spoke. I'm sorry to hear so much has happened to you, especially back to back. Do you have any idea who these people may be? My mind focused on people, and the words my mom had uttered the night before rushed to the forefront of my mind. Hey, I'm still not sure. Kimura hummed in thought, excuse me. Do you think it could be related to the Overtaken incidents? I waited for Kimura to elaborate. We're all aware that the Overtaken crisis has been escalating. Is it possible some Overtaken have evolved into the people you ran into? I stared at the ground as I focused on his words. I guess it's possible. If their dragon energy was disturbed, that could explain the unique aura. But usually I can sense Overtaken energy. Also, they were completely clear-minded, weren't they? Is it possible for the Overtaken to evolve like that? Yet again, my thoughts returned to the word Fae. If you'd like, we could assign a drake to you, for protection. It seems you could use it. Especially if this is related to the Overtaken, it could get worse. Protection would certainly help. But what if this doesn't have to do with the Overtaken? If I ask for protection, I may never see those strangers again. She wants to see them again so she can figure things out. When we don't, we shouldn't. We shouldn't, that's dangerous. On the bright side, that's probably for the better. But the thought of them compelled me. My mind poured over their unique aura and the mystery surrounding them. I think I'll be okay for now. If anything changes, I'll be sure to let you know. If there's nothing else, you're dismissed. I nodded, turning towards the door, eager to leave. Was that the right choice? Shaking my head, I strode away from Kimura, my mind a mess. Unable to relinquish thoughts of Faye, I stood in the library at Central. This is as good of a place to start as any. My steps reverberated off the dark mahogany floor as I walked towards the main desk, hoping the Hydra could assist me. Books stretched endlessly around me, the smell of paper and ink filling the air. Rich colors from the book covers glistened as warm sunlight washed over the room. Finally, I reached the desk, but I stopped short at the sight before me. A soft gasp escaped my lips. Is that? They turned at the sound, my suspicions confirmed. Turquoise eyes found mine, mirroring my surprise. Ah, it's you. His lips parted, but no further noise left him. Silence settled between us. Say something. He saved you, and you're just gonna stare at him? Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. I actually came here hoping to find some books on something. I didn't expect to run into you. Veneer? Veneer? I'm gonna say Veneer. I didn't know you worked at the library. Or that you were the Hydra of Central, for that matter. Sorry, it didn't exactly come up in conversation. Oh, but no need to apologize. I just wouldn't have guessed that. If I knew, I would have dropped by earlier to at least thank you. He shuffled his feet, the air filled with silence once again. Don't ask me why I thought, when I read Hydra, that I thought an actual Hydra creature would be here. Don't ask me! I'm a little disappointed. It's just a dude. The Draley in me is showing. What were you trying to find here? Oh! I hesitated, cautious of spreading the strange word I had picked up from my mom. Should I mention the Fae to him? Veneer saved me from one of the strangers. Excuse me. Veneer saved me from one of the strangers I'm trying to investigate. I don't want him to somehow connect the dots. Veneer's once cautious gaze turned into one of judgment, his brows raising at my extended pause. I heard a term recently, and I've never heard it before, so I wanted to see if I could learn about it here at the library. Okay. A lot of people come to the library for that. What is this term? I may be able to help. Just act normal? It was Fae. Fae. Veneer muttered under his breath as he searched through the catalog in front of him. I believe I've heard of it, but I'm having trouble remembering where. Let me see if I can find it. You can look around if you want. If I find it, I'll let you know. Stay and wait. Go and explore. Nah, let's stay and wait. Let's get a little, let's. I'm just gonna lock in every romance. I don't want to romance him. He gives me nothing. But I will stay and wait, because maybe I'll get my answers quicker. I don't mind waiting. It's alright. Besides, I wouldn't even know where to start. Veneer watched me for a moment before nodding in understanding. Wait here while I look for it. It shouldn't take too long. Alone, I turned to admire the library once again. His soft voice filled the air as he muttered to himself. A quiet librarian who keeps to himself during the day, but saves people by night? I smiled at the thought, dismissing the ridiculous image of Veneer as a vigilante. I think I found it. My heart fluttered. I couldn't hide my grin as I rushed towards Veneer, towards the hope of finding more about Fae. Calm down. We haven't found anything yet. Don't get too excited. Follow me. It should be towards the back. Veneer guided me through the library. Never-ending shelves towered around us. He kept a steady pace, quick enough that I would have assumed he didn't care whether I was behind him, if not for the occasional gaze he cast towards me. Not much for conversation, huh? Memories from the night he had saved me drifted to the surface of my mind. Do you need help getting anywhere? I can walk with you if you want. I think I'm okay. I was almost where I was supposed to be anyways. Thank you, though. I smiled, trying my best to convey my gratitude. If you're close by, I guess that's all right then. He shifted his weight as if unsure. I think I'll be safe. Plus, that guy seemed to be pretty shaken up, judging by how quickly he disappeared. At those words, he seemed to grimace, but as quickly as it had appeared, his expression was replaced by one of concern again. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, so if you think you'll be okay, I'll go. Here, my communicator information, in case you need it. His name appeared on my screen, glowing back at me. Veneer. Without thought, I murmured it. feeling a slight tingle at the back of my head as I did. I hope you get to where you're going safely. Why would it... It tingled another time, too. My spidey senses are tingling. Is he Fae? That would be cool. I guess he was pretty quiet back then, too. Is he always this reserved, or is he different around his friends? His silence only fueled my curiosity as I was left to wonder what Fenrir was like under his quiet exterior. Reaper. My eyes snapped to Fenrir, the sound of my name pulling from my thoughts. This area of the library is your best bet if you want to look into anything Fae-related. Oh, thank you. Expansive shelves and an impossible number of books loomed up before me. How am I gonna get through all this? I don't have much knowledge about Fae, but the times I've seen it are usually in old children's books. Obviously, I haven't read everything. This might be the best place to start, since I'm fairly certain I've seen that word brought up here. Wow, that's the most I've heard him speak this in the entire time I've known him. I smiled, endeared by how much more talkative he was when in his element. You're very knowledgeable about the books here. Well, it is my job. It's a compliment, Fenrir. You can just accept it, you know. He pouted, and I couldn't help but laugh. Thank you. What made you want to read about Fae? My fingers traced over the books before me as I bought time to formulate a response that wouldn't raise any suspicions. My mom mentioned them to me, and I'd never heard of them before, so I decided to read more about them. I glanced at Fenrir, trying to discern whether my reasoning appeared suspicious or not. But whether intentional or not, Fenrir turned, hiding his expression away from me. From what I've been able to gather, they are usually small, little creatures. Sometimes they look like people, sometimes they don't. They can be pretty whimsical and mischievous. It's strange. I can't tell if they're supposed to be good or bad. That's the fun part! They're neither! You could say they're both, but they're neither, actually. They don't care. Sometimes they trick people. Sometimes they help them. I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for. Oh! No, that's helpful, Fenrir. Thank you. I've never heard of them at all. It just seemed like a strange word when my mom had mentioned it, which is why I wanted to learn more. Any information is helpful. His cheeks tinted with a delicate pink hue, a pretty color against his sky blue eyes and hair. Once again, memories from the night he saved me resurfaced, and I found a distinct familiarity in the way he received thanks. Fenrir made a soft noise, before refocusing his attention on the books. Strands of blue hair fell forward, shielding his face as he looked down. Wanting to give him space, I turned my attention to the intimidating piles of books before me. I ran my fingers across their textured spines, rough and worn. So many to choose from. Some hundreds of years old, free for me to peruse. God, I would be so happy. I'd be in my element. There has to be something here about Fae. I began my search, eagerly rummaging through the books for some content on Fae. As I worked through the shelves, my eyes wandered to Fenrir every so often. He silently and expertly moved from shelf to shelf, his nimble fingers running over the spines with gentle consideration. Soon I was engulfed in my search, as I filtered through shelf after shelf, hunting for the first mention of Fae. My foot tapped against the floor. Words compelled me, urged me on by the search for Fae. Reaper. Fenrir's voice snapped me out of my trance. Yeah? I turned to Fenrir, forcing myself still, as I patiently awaited the fruits of his labor. My heart rate quickened as my eyes hungrily found the small stack of books in his hands. I moved towards him, eyeing the titles of each book. True to what he had said, they seemed to only contain children's stories. Reaper. Veneer's voice called for me, this time slightly more urgent. With great reluctance, I pried my gaze from the small pile and towards Veneer. He seemed to pause at the eye contact, but he continued hesitantly. About the other night. My heart stopped. He wants to talk about the other night? Did he somehow connect that night to why I'm looking into Faye? I tried to do something, anything, that would stop him from asking me whether they were related. Interrupt and thank him for saving you suddenly changed the conversation. I feel like if I do this, it's very obvious I don't want to talk about it, but if you do this, you're still on the same topic, but like you can divert where it's going. I think we're gonna interrupt. Oh yeah! Thank you so much for back then, Veneer. I really don't know what would happen if you hadn't shown up. I really can't thank you enough. I stepped forward and took his hands in my own before looking into his eyes. Tilting my head towards him, I smiled, praying it was a convincing display of gratitude. Literally doing fake it till we make it right now. Veneer stammered as I beamed softly at him. My chest tightened as I guiltily watched his flustered reaction at our closeness. Veneer retreated, placing a distance between us before addressing me once again. It's not a problem, he mumbled softly. His voice faded as he struggled to find his words. He's obviously struggling trying to ask this, and I'm going out of my way to make it harder for him. Please forgive me, Veneer. I just can't risk having you put everything together so soon. What will happen to me if people hear I'm looking into Faye? That I believe in them? If he truly has made the connections, he's made the connections as fast as, like, I make connections when I read a sentence. Like, in my fan fiction, I can read a sentence and be like, ah, we're gonna have, there was only one bed, scene soon. And then the next scene is, there was only one bed. Like, it's stuff like that. He put it together like fanfiction readers put together our favorite tropes. That's what he did. Ostracized for my strange theories, untrusted for spending my time on issues unrelated to the Overtaken. It's just too early. I need more time to figure it all out myself. By the way, thank you for helping me today, too. My voice resounded between us as soon as his lips parted, desperate to drown out his questions. I suppressed the grimace tugging at my lips as I rudely cut him off once again. I stepped closer, carefully this time so as not to make him uncomfortable. Unsure where to place my hands, I placed them on the books he had set down. He leaned away as he watched me pensively. I mean it. You didn't have to do any of this, but you did. I appreciate it. All of it. It's all right. I pursed my lips together as I absent-mindedly traced circles over the books with my fingers. My voice caught in my throat, not wanting to interrupt him again, but also not wanting to answer his questions. My eyes wandered over the book under my hands. The letters faded into the cover, the spine creased and textured, all signs of its old age. Carefully picking it up, I flipped through the pages. There was a rustle of fabric, most likely from Veneer's clothes as he approached me. His eyes were cast downwards, focused on the book in my hands. There was once a woman who yearned for nothing more than a child, but the universe was unable to grant her this simple wish, and so, taking her fate in her own hands, the woman sought advice from a witch. The witch, empathetic to the woman's adventure, bestowed upon her barley to remedy her trouble. Go home and plant this, the witch instructed the woman. Desperate for the gift of life, the woman heeded the witch and planted the barley. And that night, the woman slept, dreaming of a miracle. And when she woke, barley had remained barley. Weeks passed, with no sign of a child. Nonetheless, the woman continued to tend to the barley given to her by the witch. Until one day, a tiny girl sprouted from the barley, no larger than the length of one's finger. A tiny girl? Is this the Fae? Is that Thumbelina? From what I remember, she's just born that way. I believe the Fae is mentioned later on. Where? It's only at the end. It's not much, but it's at least mentioned. Veneer leaned towards me, scanning the page's contents to check. He cleared his throat, motioning for me to hand him the book. When I did, his fingers moved deftly, seemingly gliding over the pages as he turned them with care. It should be around here. Finally, he stopped and returned the book to me. His hands brushed against mine. His fingers flinched. I think it's near the bottom. I focused on the lines he was pointing to, hungry for mention of Fae. Finally reaching the safety of an open field, the tiny woman and the swallow rejoiced. Their happiness was immeasurable, but the woman, now eager for the full embrace of freedom, left the swallow to explore the never-ending field of flowers. For some time, the minuscule woman wandered, until she happened upon another like-sized person. Excited at the prospect of meeting a same-sized companion, she approached the stranger. But when they turned, she found herself in awe at his beauty. Ah, I don't believe we've met. Where do you come from, Fae? The small man inquired. Fae? My eyes consumed the text, chasing after the shadow of the word that had eluded me until now. Fae, the small woman pondered. What's a Fae? She asked, now curious of this new word. Surprised she did not know, he responded. Fae can be many things. They can be small or big. They can look like you and me, or like other creatures. And Fae have many responsibilities. Some of us tend to the cycle of seasons. Some of us help grant wishes. I look over the flowers in this field. The woman looked around at the myriad of flowers blooming, a sea of colors and textures billowing in the wind. You did this? She asked in wonder, to which the flower Fae nodded. I don't know much about Fae. I'm just a human, as is my mother. But I've never met another the same size as me, the small woman informed him. She found herself taking a liking to the small man before her, feeling a kinship that she'd never felt before. That sounds lonely, doesn't it? The flower Fae asked. The woman paused, never considering how lonely it had been before meeting another like her. If you want, I can take you with me. We can take care of the flowers together. Maybe you won't feel as lonely anymore. The woman liked this idea very much and agreed excitedly. With a wave of his hands, the Fae bestowed upon her a pair of wings. It is Thumbelina, as well as a new life of adventure for the two of them. I stared at the book. My eyes suddenly felt tired. My shoulders slumped. They did mention Fae. So why does it feel so unsatisfying? I drummed my fingers against the book, trying to piece the puzzle together. Maybe this is Fae. But a small flower creature is definitely not what I ran into a couple nights ago. Did you not read the part that said they could be little or they could be big? Was I the only one because I was reading it get that part too? But then what could those strangers be? Is it not what you were looking for? Paneer's voice pulled me from my thoughts. I straightened and, mustering the best smile I could, I flashed what I hoped was a grateful smile. And while it was genuine, I couldn't deny my disappointment at where our search had ended. Veneer scrutinized me with unrelenting intensity. You're frustrated. It wasn't a question, but a statement. A conclusion based on my feeble attempt to hide my true feelings. I sighed and dropped the act. A little. I was just hoping for something a bit more informative than this. Is there anything in particular you were looking for? My mind searched for an answer. Even if I don't tell him, I should at least know for myself. I'm not sure, to be honest. I guess just something more than a brief mention of Fae. Something to describe them? Something to confirm their existence? A group of voices interrupted us, approaching from the right. A familiar voice, smooth and silvery in tone, rang out louder than the rest, followed by a familiar figure that emerged from the shelves. Hey! Best boy! Best person, excuse me. I will get used to that. Best person. Kane? Their golden eyes stared back in surprise before settling back to their usual demure expression. You know them? Yeah, we met a couple of days ago. They're the reason I'm working with Central right now. You work here? Veneer Reaper. No, sorry, I thought they were introducing us. No. Veneer Reaper. I didn't expect to see the two of you here. You're in the library. I'm the librarian. Yes, well, while that's true, it's rare to see you leave your front desk, Veneer. Reaper must have had an important request for you to be searching amongst the books yourself. I leave my front desk. Okay, that was kind of cute. The text is smaller. Okay, point for Veneer. That's good. Veneer mumbled, loud enough for me to hear, but not Kane. I bit my lip, pushing down my laughter from their exchange. It's my first time in the library, and I was looking for something that was a bit hard to find. So Veneer decided to help me. Veneer shifted closer to me, the slightest smile crossing his lips at my attempt to defend him. Veneer gets that quite often, though, and never makes a move past his desk. Do you two perhaps know each other? No. Yes! Buddy! Veneer's fingers found mine, hidden from Kane's view. I suppressed my surprise at the sudden contact. He gently squeezed my hand, and I struggled to make sense of it through my racing thoughts. Maybe I should just play along? I squeezed Veneer's hand back, hoping he would understand the message. So, Reaper has met Veneer, but Veneer hasn't met Reaper. Am I hearing that correctly? Kane's playful tone only made Veneer's body feel more tense. What's going on here? We've met in passing once, but we don't know each other beyond that. I chose to take the lead, hoping it would clear things up in a way that wasn't suspicious to Kane. Kane observed us, scanning both mine and Veneer's faces, as though the truth were written on them. Is that so? What a coincidence you've run into each other again. You both seemed quite busy before we rudely walked in, so please excuse us. We're just passing through. Kane continued past us, but not before pausing beside Veneer and whispering something low in his ear. I strained to catch their exchange. My eyes swept over Veneer, searching for a hint of what Kane had uttered to him. There was only a soft blush and slightly irritated look on Veneer's face. As the group's voices faded away, Veneer turned towards me, the tension in his body finally releasing. I almost asked him about Kane before deciding against it. Just as I have my secrets, Veneer mostly likely has his. Reaper. Don't tell anyone about the other night if you can. My brows rose at his sudden request. I'm not supposed to be using my powers like that. I could get into a lot of trouble if anyone finds out. I was caught up in the moment and didn't know what else to do. But please, just keep it between us. It finally clicked. What Kane mentioned to Fanir, the denial of our meeting, what Fanir had been trying to tell me before. Is that what Kane whispered to you? Fanir grimaced, slightly rolling his eyes while doing so. Yes, they're annoyingly perceptive. They said they wouldn't tell anyone, but that I should be careful. I'm trusting you with this. His words sounded genuine. No hidden threats or demands for silence. I nodded, taking it all in. Satisfied, he led us back to the front of the library. If you want to take those books with you, I can check you out at the front. In a daze, I nodded, still reflecting on what Fanir had revealed to me. My mind flickered back to when he had saved me. I just felt tight as I considered the true depth of Fanir's actions. Not only did he save me, but he also put himself at a risk in order to do so. Why is his use of power so restricted? Who's keeping him in check? Central? I shook my head, already feeling overwhelmed by my own unanswered questions about Faye. All we have is unanswered questions. I hope everyone knows that. Like, literally, I think there's a running list of about 100 unanswered questions at this point. Thank you for everything. Silence was his only response as he continued to make his way to the front of the library. But when I looked closely, tips of his ears were dappled in a familiar rosy hue. A small smile fell on my lips as we continued to weave through the maze of shelves in comfortable silence. Okay, as I headed home, I realized I had some free time on my hands. It's been a while since I've been able to take some time for myself. Maybe I should do something. Okay, let's do this and then we'll call it a night. Let's have a moment with someone. You want to go to a cafe? I feel like I want to go to a cafe. Let's do a cafe this time. Maybe the cafe would be nice to go to right now. I have some downtime and a drink could be a nice pick-me-up for the day. I gathered my bags and got ready to head towards the cafe. Oh, should I invite someone? Okay. Okay, chat. I'm gonna leave this one to you. I'm not going with Fanir, I'm not going with Etza. I'm not into them that way. But Drook is now is in the battle. He's there, he's on the playing field. Drook or Kane. I'm gonna close my eyes and not look at chat. Hey YouTube, how are you? I'm gonna wait till Twitch, like, breaks me, because they're gonna put Drook. I don't know, actually I don't know, would they put Drook? Y'all both put Kane. What? Are y'all trying to help me break the blue character curse? Is that what you guys are doing? The BCC blue character curse? I mean, we probably will do both. Save and cheat, do both. Save. Okay, let's go Kane first. I like the way that Toads thinks. Let's go Kane first. Reaper. Kane. And to what do I owe the honor of your presence? His chuckle floated through... Oh, okay. It is both, Reaps. It is both. His chuckle floated through the communicator. Making fun of me, are we? Just wanted to show you what your own words sound like. Is that so? I think they sound prettier coming from your lips than my own. Quick with the compliments as always, I see. Only for you. I shook my head, holding back my laugh at the outright lie. Believable. So, what did you want to talk about? I have a bit of free time on my hands, and I was wondering if you'd like to spend some time together. The Kane would like to go on a date with me? Yes, if the Reaper would like to go out on a date with me. We just straight up calling them dates. Straight up. They just straight up calling them dates. Also, Kane and Druk's voices are just gonna be interchangeable. It's just gonna be a dark, deep tone. That's all I got for you. And even that's not even deep. I should be free. Just let me know the plans. Will do. See you soon, Reaper. The welcome bell rang as I stepped into the cafe, greeted by the rich scent of coffee, tea, and spices. Should I wait for Kane or just order now? Maybe I'll wait for a couple minutes before ordering for myself. I stepped out of the way of incoming traffic and absentmindedly surveyed the books lining the cafe wall. Come here often? An unfamiliar voice spoke close to me. I peered over to see a stranger leering at me with uncomfortable interest. Ew, no, not now, not ever, not in any lifetime. My gaze returned to the books as I pretended I hadn't noticed them. I was talking to you, sweet thing. This time the voice was next to me. Their hot breath was damp against my shoulder. My skin crawled at the crude pickup line in sudden proximity. They're not gonna let up. Looks like pretending to ignore them won't work. Answer bluntly, discreetly move away. Nope. Answer bluntly. And I heard you. I turned away with obvious force. These kinds of people will just keep talking to you if you don't outright reject them. I stepped towards the cafe entrance, ready to leave the stranger in their aggressive advances. But before I could, a cold hand shot out and pulled my arm back. My head whipped around to confront them. Hey! If you heard me, don't be rude and ignore me. They tightened their grip on my arm, their voice a low growl. I grit my teeth, wary of the scene they were making. What the hell is their problem? I yanked my arm away. If you noticed I ignored you, get the hint already. My body jerked backwards from the force, and I landed firmly against someone behind me. Kane smiled apologetically at me before shifting their focus to the stranger. The stranger's grip around my arm faltered momentarily. Causing trouble, are we? I'm not! I wasn't talking to you, love. No, Kane is back. Kane is back. Love does it. Fuck. Pet names are cute. Pet names are great. Baby, babe, sweetie, darling. You know what gets me every fucking time? Love, my love. That is top tier. Yes. I fell silent, stunned by his tone. They're mad. Their usual playful smile was there, but their voice was different. Lower, darker, and tinged with anger. Kane's normally bright golden eyes were now cold as they observed the stranger. The stranger's grip on me now dissipated. The stranger hesitated before feigning confidence at the situation gone awry. The only one causing trouble here is you, Kane. Kane? Do they know each other? Ah, so you know me. I'm always flattered to meet my fans. The stranger scoffed before responding sharply. Everyone knows Kane, the famous two-dragon prodigy who does nothing but shirk their duties and chase people to bed. To be fair, I think this is the first time I've actually gone for, like, a playboyish person. I don't know why. I don't know why I've done this, but maybe that's why I'm also falling for Drew, because Drew definitely has the hard exterior, heart of gold, though. At least I don't stoop to harassment. The stranger sneered in response. Hard to believe from someone who spends their entire day flirting. I don't think I need to give you the intimate details to assure you everything I've ever done has been nothing but consensual. By this point, people in the cafe were definitely looking, not outright watching the exchange. Even the stranger had noticed, their eyes shifting to the people around us. Whatever. It's not even worth it. They pushed past us, but not before turning to me, making sure they had the last word before leaving. Don't say I didn't warn you. And with that, they were gone, leaving a path of stunned bystanders in their wake. The sound of the door closing echoed in the silence. Soon, the buzz of other conversations filled the air again, replacing the tension and silence previously left behind by the stranger. Are you all right? Yeah. I sighed, tired from the earlier exchange. Kane watched me warily. Why don't we get a drink? It may help. They winked casually at me and I smiled back, inadvertently releasing the rest of the tension from my body. We made our way to the register. My eyes skimmed the menu as I tried to decide what to order, wanting to forget the unwanted advances from moments before. Do you know what you'd like? Maybe... Actually, let me guess. Tea. Amused, I said, after a stressful situation, fuck yeah, yes, tea. What's up, Doris? Oh my god, are you gonna do this every time that I forgot you? Wow. Have a great night, Tompy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good rest of your stream and keep the BCC going. Talk to you later. I'll message you tomorrow. Have a good night, Tompy. Let's go with tea. Is that really what you want to drink? I mean, no, it's actually coffee. No, when I'm stressed or not feeling well, though, I do want tea. And I feel like after that situation, I would want tea, yes. Yes. Really? I don't believe you. It's true! That's what I was thinking of getting! Kane chuckled. I completely guessed. It seems I just know you that well, Reaper. Okay, beginner's luck. Kane smirked over at me before turning to order our drinks. Eventually, the barista called out our drinks. Kane handed mine to me. Yeah, that's a sentence, Reaper. That is a period, not a comma. Kane handed mine to me. As I took my first sip, different flavors swirled together in my mouth. Happy. I nodded excitedly, holding the drink closer and savoring its comforting scents and flavors. Things I went through just for this drink. They chuckled as we walked towards the cafe exit. Stepping ahead, they held the door open for me, placing their hand lightly at the base of my back as they guided me through the exit. Thanks for coming with me, Kane. And for intervening when you did. That was obviously annoying to deal with by myself. Anytime, Reaper. Are you heading home? I can walk you back. I am, but it's okay. You don't have to do that. I don't mind. I can walk you back for at least a little bit. To make up for leaving you alone to deal with that person earlier. Plus, I'd love to spend more time with you. Do you use that line on everyone? Kane's eyes glimmered at me. Under their gaze, I grew increasingly aware of their hands still at the base of my back. Good placement. Only when I mean it. Let's just get a move on, Mr. Prodigy. I'll let you walk me part of the way home. I'm gonna save it. I love how I can get 5 saves in a single gameplay. I think this is gonna go... Let's just see. The chill night air settled in, shadows cast by the town lights danced around me. The sun left, and with it, fear edged its way so easily back into my mind. Okay, so no, this is back. Okay, I'm going to load, and we're gonna go on that same date, but with Drook. And then that is where we will end for, like, this stream. Yes, that's fine. That's why I saved. Let's go with Drook this time. No, just today. How's your day been? It was really good. It was really long, so I am feeling like, I'm finally feeling really, really tired. But I want to get through this date, and then maybe someone will be live and we can go raid them. How's your day been? What are you up to? Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Hi, Drook? Reaper? What's up? I had some time on my hands and was headed out. I could use some company and thought you might want to come? Oh. Oh? If you're busy or don't want to, you don't have to. My words came out rushed at his hesitant response. What? No, that's not it. I'm kind of far from town. I was trying to see how long it would take me to get there. BCC. Hashtag BCC. Oh. My chest relaxed as I realized he had been thinking about how quickly he would be able to meet up rather than if he wanted to meet up. You can take your time. I'll be heading there anyways, so we can just meet up whenever you get there. Okay, sounds good. I'll let you know when I'm there. I think I gotta pitch him. I gotta pitch him lower than I pitch Kane. BCC, blue character curse. The blue character curse. Not to be confused with the BBC. It's a BCC. The welcome bell chimed as I opened the door to the cafe, greeted by the rich scent of coffee, tea, and spices. Reaper. Drook's low voice called to me, and I turned to see him already waiting, casually leaning against the wall. I moved towards him as he pushed his sturdy frame off the wall. Drook! Did you wait long? Not really. Just got here a little before you. We took our place in line. My eyes skimmed the menu as I tried to decide what to order. What do you want? I think I'll get hot chocolate, masala chai, matcha, or coffee. Is it coffee with a lot of cream and sugar? If it's black coffee, yeah. I would have gone hot chocolate, but I want coffee this time. Unless it's hot matcha. Ooh, hot matcha is so good. But coffee wins. You got it. Drook placed our order, and we stepped to the side to wait for our drinks. Several moments passed, but our names still hadn't been called. The cafe is a little busy today. They're probably backed up on orders. I wonder how long it's going to take. Do you want to get a table? I can bring our drinks when they're done. Are you sure? I don't mind waiting. Yeah, go ahead. It's no big deal. If you say so. I navigated through the crowd, finally finding a free table near the back. I sat down and messaged Drook where our table was. Good thing he sent me off. There's barely any tables available. The quiet murmur of the cafe goers, couples, friends, family, floated in the air, mixing with the occasional chime of the cafe welcome bell. Come here often? Oh, not this dude again! An unfamiliar voice spoke close to me. I glanced over to see a stranger leering at me with uncomfortable interest. Ew, no. I was talking to you, sweet thing. This time the voice was next to me. Their hot breath was damp against my shoulder. My skin crawled at the crude pickup line in sudden proximity. I'm not gonna let up. Looks like pretending to ignore them won't work. I guess I'm just gonna answer bluntly again, to be honest. And I heard you, because I can't move away. I'm at our table. I turned away with obvious force. These kind of people will just keep talking if you don't outright reject them. I rose from my seat, ready to leave the stranger and their aggressive advances. But as I did, a cold hand shot out and pulled my arm back. My head whipped around to confront them. Hey! If you heard me, don't be rude and ignore me. They tightened their grip on my arm, their voice a low growl. I grit my teeth, wary of the scene we're making. What the hell is their problem? I yanked my arm away. If you noticed I ignored you, get the hint already. The area around us darkened. An intimidating shadow loomed over us. The green of Droog's eyes seemed to darken as he glowered at the stranger beside me, his attention focused on their hand around my arm. The stranger's grip around me faltered. Can we help you? My arm grew damp from the sweat forming on the stranger's clammy grip. Yeah, as you should. I would have smiled, if not for the tone of Droog's voice. I was mad. Gone was the usual playful casualness that he spoke with. Droog's gaze roamed over the stranger, examining them with unhidden distaste. With unhidden distaste? Yeah, distaste, I think. The stranger's grip on me had now completely dissolved. They hesitated before feigning confidence. You're misinterpreting the situation, Droog. Droog? Do they know each other? Oh, so you know me. Let's cut the crap then. Get away from my friend. Droog's eyes stayed on them, unmoving, refusing to break eye contact. I don't think I've ever seen Droog this angry. The stranger scoffed, but obliged without hesitation. He moved away from me and towards Droog. Like I said, you are misinterpreting. I'm gonna give it to you straight. You can leave now, and we'll just pretend this never happened. Or you can stay and learn what happens when people piss me off. They grit their teeth. They were now several eyes on us. The stranger's eyes shifted amongst each person in the room before landing on me. Droog stepped to the side, blocking me from their line of vision. You really want to push it? I couldn't see anything past Droog, but I could hear the stranger's steps fading away. Soon enough, the conversations that had been filling the room returned. Who knew there would come a time that I'd be grateful for Droog's monster of a body? Droog turned to me, and suddenly, even I held my breath at how close his imposing figure was. But the moment we made eye contact, the sharpness in his expression eased, returning the easygoing Droog I was more familiar with. He lowered himself into his chair and handed me my drink. Sorry, Reaper. You okay? I nodded. Droog's eyes scanned me, lingering on the arm that the stranger had grabbed. You sure? Yeah, it's fine. I don't really want to talk about it. Thank you, though. Of course. Anything from my friends. Oh! So we're friends. Droog smirked. Yes, Reaper. Really? I didn't know you viewed me that way. I smiled, my chest warming at the thought. Droog's not one for verbal affection. It's nice to get that affirmation from him. I'm saying it kind of cheeky, but I feel like, you know, you can still kind of respond cheekily to things like that to a person's, as long as you're not making fun of them, you know what I mean? I consider you my friend. Unfortunately. My jaw dropped in mock offense. See? I pushed him as hard as I could, though he didn't budge much. Druk lightly pushed back on my arms. Is that any way to treat a friend? It's how I treat jerks. Druk laughed, leaning back in his seat again. Together we passed the time until the crowd finally thinned. I'm gonna go with Kane, but that was oh man. What if I just shave it and I just give Druk his own little save? This is Druk's save. I don't know. But I think that's gonna be the end of this. Oh my god, my sleeve keeps getting caught in my thing. We went into this forgetting the first hour I had played. But I think I don't know if it's because we're still early on, again, it's the demo, but it seems like they went over things again and again. The dragon's power, the people who, they said the name of it and I forgot, but like the people whose powers had kind of gone out of control kind of thing, commenting on how we could see auras and things like that. And I like the progression of like how the days are. Like you get story, you get one like main beat, and then you get your free time, and then you get this night beat, which is probably when again you're gonna see more of the vigilante stuff. So the BCC is real! BCC is real is because they make the BCCs, all of the blue characters are these hard exterior, soft-hearted people. You did it, Totes. You did it too. Don't even. The music in this game is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, turns out I've got some time to kill. Want to spend it together?
That's great. I think so far for this game, it is writing is top tier and the music is really, really nice as well. Yeah. But YouTube, this was part 2. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let me know if you made it this far in the video. Let me know in the comments below. Who are you leaning towards? I know there's like 4 choices, but out of Kane and Druk, I keep giving him, I don't know what I keep doing his name, but out of Kane and Druk, who we dated in that last bit, who would you choose? Like, who are you kind of like leaning towards? Are you like, you know, BCC or, you know, BBCC, break blue character curse, or are you blue character curse? Like, what team are you on? But thanks so much for hanging out with us. With that, I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.